So I've been sitting on these pieces for a while now, and I'm so happy I finally got to glaze fire them. And I'm really happy that I actually really like a lot of things that came out of the kiln, which is not always what happens. So I'm working on establishing a collection that, you know, something that I feel proud of and confident in my work, and that I would love to offer to people. And part of that journey has been, you know, experimenting with a lot of different forms and shapes and colors, and it all takes a lot more time than you would think. But one of the forms and colors that I've really dabbled in that I love and I feel very comfortable offering to people is what I'm calling these blades. It's this half bowl, half plate kind of design. And I did it on a speckled clay, and it feels really incredible. It's like, there's like friction to it. It's really nice to the touch and feel. And I glazed it white, but I've always loved abstract art. So I've been playing around with just kind of introducing lots of splatters of different kind of glazes and seeing how that turns out. I'm just so creatively satisfied with how this looks and just the feel of it and this form. So I'm so happy with how these are coming out. So that's like the speckled blue version, but again, I have just a normal speckled white version as well that I think is just super classic, and that I'll also be offering. And again, I just love this form. My idea is like, this is the large version, and I'm also gonna make medium and small versions, so that way I can create sets around this. And what I also have been working on is this form over here. So I did the same thing, this speckled blue. This is more in a plate, but it's this wavy plate. And again, I just think I've been really interested in exploring kind of more organic forms and kind of funky stuff. That's just kind of what's been resonating with me lately. So really liking this. I think I'm going to continue to make this shape. And this is another shape that I've been working on. So it's kind of like a small egg. I've kind of been thinking about them as like an anything dish, you know, maybe like a jewelry plate, something along those lines. But again, it's on this like beautiful speckled clay. This is about an ASMR channel. And I actually experimented with this like robin's egg color. I'm not sure if you could see it super well because of the light, but I really like how this came out. So I think I'm going to be continuing to use that. I also experimented with a yellow. I could kind of see some lemons on here, something along those lines. I thought this came out really beautiful as well, with the speckled white. This one, really loving this. I think next time I'd want more green in it, but it's like a matcha green that I put in there. And I think this could be really cool. And then just staying true to form to the actual cobalt blue, which again is like my favorite color. In terms of like the brand, Natural Born Dreamers, which is my pottery brand, it's definitely going to be all around this blue. And that's essentially my idea, where I can make large, medium, and small blades, large, medium, and small plates, these wavy plates, and these anything dishes, and see what colors people like. But at least I found a bunch of options that I think are really cool, where it'd be that matcha green, that robin's egg, a yellow, and that signature blue. So those are my ideas there. I also made these, which I love. They're like these really small anything dishes. I was kind of thinking about them for like a taco night, that sort of thing. This one I did make it with the blue. And these are just speckled white. And again, I could use all the different color combinations and make different versions of these. I think that would be really fun. I was using it earlier actually as like a ring dish. I put like a tea light in there just so like it wouldn't burn through. So pretty multi-purpose. Okay, we're gonna switch over now into the mugs to kind of explain what it is that I was trying to do. So I, by design, was very experimental with this. I had bought these glaze chalks and these watercolors, and I wanted to see how these would look. So I was pretty prepared for all of this to turn out horribly wrong. It didn't turn out horribly wrong, but I don't think I'm going to be doing this in the future, but I'm still kind of happy with the results. This was actually my favorite piece. This I will be mimicking in the future. So it's this really funky little mug that I made for my girlfriend, and again, it's on speckled clay. I want to practice making this into a larger form, but it's still being very curvy and rounded, and I really like this kind of wonky handle. So this I really love, and I want to experiment with making this bigger, but still keep its funkiness. And I really liked this speckled orange and blue that we did. Those are like both our favorite colors, so that's what this was. I love anything that has like a wide bottom and has an angle to design, and I really like how the handle for this came out with, so I need to practice making this form more. I made it a while back, so I need to be able to do it quicker and just more efficiently, but I really love this form. I think what I would do is I would actually make this in the speckled clay. I just think in that, in its raw state with like a different texture and feel to it would be so cool, and then making the inside speckled white. And if people were interested, you know, having those different colors inside, it could make it visually interesting. So that's something that I want to do. This is a cool piece. So I was actually in Spain, and I went to Joan Miro's museum there, which if you're ever in Barcelona, Spain, I definitely recommend going. It was absolutely beautiful. I wasn't familiar with him as an artist before, but he's this abstract artist, and he had all these pieces that really revolved around like blue, yellow, and red, and would do some sort of combination of lines and dots. And there was a painting that inspired this mug, so I don't think I'm gonna continue making this, but you know, I think I'm just gonna gift myself this one. But it's just like a super funky, experimental mug that to me symbolizes a memory from that trip, so I was really happy with how this one came out. No. I gotta get back to work to make more plates and all these funky other plates, and start dialing in some of these mug concepts, but I'm really excited. And even though making a collection takes a while and it's a lot more work than I thought, I feel like I have some progress and I've learned a lot, and I'm proud of myself.
I'll tell you something true about myself. I'm scared I won't make the most out of my life. I miss my dog that passed away, and I crave deep human connection, though I often self-isolate. Here's something I know about the world. We're all making a one-time trip, and how much love you show will probably end up making the difference. I'll tell you something that I rarely share with anyone. I've never quite felt like I am enough, but I thank God every year it gets easier to see the grace that's coming down on me, which makes that part of me whole. Here's a piece of happiness from me. I've never felt more at home in my own skin. I'm currently in love, and I've always felt some kind of connection to something bigger than me. Happiness is a habit. It's a good habit on which to ponder on often. It makes me think about what I want from my life. I want to create art, I want to connect with people, and I want to share my gifts so my inner world can finally join the world outside.